initial thoughts on
Special teams were unbelievable tonight, and the goalie. We killed penalties in the first period. They came at us pretty hard. I thought that, we defended well in the first, though. Benner made some good saves. Penalty kill was good, and then in the second, we came out and I thought we took the game over. Power play was really good in the second. Penalty kill too, and and then the third period, they come with a push. We killed that penalty off, which was really important. We just probably didn't advance pucks and play, in the offensive zone enough in the third. Kind of sat back a little too much. But again, guys, they checked well. And then our penalty kill came through again in the third. And Benner made some big saves.
Craig, Ryan O'Reilly was saying that maybe the Letty goal allowed you guys to settle into the game.
Yeah, it was a big goal,
on the bench?
for sure. Getting that first goal is huge, for sure. That was a big goal by Letty, who had a heck of a game.
Just the job he did on Kaprizov.
Yeah, and killing penalties and, all that stuff.
Craig, can you say enough about the job that your defense did in this series?
No, they were excellent. I mean, I know we used a lot of them in the series, but they all had a job to do and they did it. That's what it boils down to. And that was a big reason we stuck with the 7. And, prune power play and, then you got other guys, Bortuzzo and these guys killing penalties and Rosen, Mikla, these guys. So they all did their job, and that was a big part of it all.
Chief, Letty was really noticeable on the PK tonight. You didn't use him on the PK in the first game. Was that just because it was his first game back, or?
The first game of the season.
First game when he returned, yeah.
Yeah, first game back. Just a little bit, worried about overdoing it with him. Letting him settle in a little bit.
But he's a really good PK guy.
Yes.
You talk about the contributions of a Bozak and a Letty offensively.
Yeah, Bosey and Torp were really good tonight too for me. With Bosey with killing penalties, he got a big goal first, but Torp had an excellent game. His speed and driving pucks and wide and blocking shots and really doing a good job for us.
You mentioned that, of course, you scored the first goal. These games had played out. How important was that big and kept them off the board until you guys did?
Yeah, no, like I said, he made some real big saves. Your goalie has to make saves on a penalty kill for sure, and he did that for us. And there was a few other ones that he made in the first period. I thought there were key saves.
Does he reach another level in these clinch games? It seems his record in clinch games was pretty high.
Yeah, I mean, it's just his demeanor. He loves this kind of stuff.
Is it crazy to think, as tight as these two teams were, people were picking 7 games, that none of the 6 games were decided by 3 goals or fewer? Just
They're a great team. They have a great player over there. They really do. I mean, he's as good as it gets, and he's hard to handle. And our guys have to work. You got to work against them, and everybody's got to be aware when he's on the ice. It's a good series, a very close series. It's a real good team over there.
Were you surprised to see Talbot tonight?
Well, no, I mean, you got to try to change the momentum a little bit, and that's a coach's job.
Craig, why do you feel like the group you have now is better equipped to go up against that next group you're going to get in the second round?
I think we're deeper this year than we were last year. Up front, we're deeper. Back end, we're deeper. So I think, it'll be a tough series for sure. They're a great team. Colorado, we all know that. They got a lot of high-end players, and you're going to have to do a lot of things right, and you're going to have to be real disciplined and staying out of the penalty box against them.
Just overall with this series, you guys pulled it off. You didn't have to go back to Minnesota for games. Can you describe the pride of your players for pulling it off tonight?
I'm very proud of our players. It's tough to close a team out. We all know that. But they hung in there in the first period. I didn't think we had our best going in the first. I didn't think we were committed to the forecheck and playing to the goal line. but they hung in there and ended up, getting out of that first period with a lead, and I thought that our game totally changed after that in the second.
O'Reilly said it's more enjoyable to play this edition of the playoffs now that they're back to normal with the crowds, home and
Oh,
away.
yeah, crowds play a big part of it, and the energy and the noise, and it's a lot of fun for the players.
You touched on Bennington earlier, but you had a big decision to make and you made it. And now you have a chance to reflect, just making that decision and how he played.
Yeah, like, at the start of the series, we went with Husso, you gotta make decisions, and sometimes they're right, sometimes they're not. But, we all know that we had two goalies that were capable of doing the job, and just wanted to change momentum and make a switch. And I think, with Benner going in there, it really nullified their forecheck, which is a real big part of their game. And going into the series, especially the Eck line, they really were tough on teams with the forecheck. And I thought with Benner going in there, he killed their forecheck. That was a big deal. And then, he obviously did the job making saves too. So, you make decisions, and you hope they work. They don't always work, but you hope they work, and it worked. And again, we got a lot of faith in Benner. We won with him, and we've seen him perform at a high level in the big games, and he did tonight.
Was there any point in this series where you thought it was maybe a turning point for you guys, or where you thought, hey, we can do this, or no?
I don't know. Like, when I went into the series, we won the first game, but I knew it was going to be a long series. I mean, like I said, they're a real good team. They're hard to play against, and they keep coming at you. They don't, they're pretty even teams. You got to get some breaks, and things have to go right. But I think our special teams were the difference in the series. They were. If you look at it, our penalty kill besides 2 games was excellent. And our power play was good all series.
And your veterans, your guys that have done it before, showed up big. Perron, O'Reilly, Parayko, Tarasenko. They give you kind of a feeling of comfort to know that those guys kind of have that pedigree.
Yeah, well, they've won, and they've been good players for a long time, and they came through in this series for sure. But it's not just those guys. They scored, and they did a lot of good things all around. But again, you look at the score sheet, and they're on it a lot. But you got to look at a lot of the other guys, little things that they do, and like a guy like Bushnevitz for me was outstanding this series, penalty killing and defense and all those things. He was outstanding. Braden Shen, outstanding with the physicality and just making it hard on the other team and doing those types of things. Like, there's a lot of guys, they played hard and they did a lot of little things right, and you have to have that in the playoffs. You got to have everybody.
Coach, it seems like every year some young guy steps up and plays well. Can you talk a little bit about Alexi's game? Seems to be doing very well.
Yeah, well, we've liked him since he's been up here. His skating is elite, and his size. He's got a great brain for the game. Knows how to play good defense, and uses his speed to drive pucks wide and get on the forecheck. I thought he did a real good job for us.
And Rosen thrown into a tough spot in this setting.
Yeah, he played well. I mean, penalty killing and using his feet. He's got great feet and his ability to move the puck. So, like I said, that D-core, we used a lot of different guys this series, but they all had a job to do and they did it.